Okay, how are we going? So this is part 2 of part 3. No, let's call it, I'm going to make it part 3B. Can you hear me? Can you see me? That's all I want to know. Oh, great. All right, so transposing. This is a word. There is a hum in the background. Oh. All right. Tell me when it goes away. That's the hum we don't want. That destroyed that show I did 3 weeks ago. It was so good. Is there still a hum? We need to get rid of that hum. Fucking Jesus. Fuck. Motherfucking. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck you. What? It's gone? Okay, for fuck's fucking sake. Fuck. Alright. Transposing. So remember we were speaking before I got cut off about not all your favourite songs are in the key of G. Besides, the key of G is not your favourite key. Now, what I'm doing now is I'm getting right to the nitty-gritty details of everything. Might not be your favourite key, but you still have to learn to sing in every key. You just have to. Simple. So, all right, let's say your favourite song's in the key of C and it's made up of a 1-4-5 pattern. Well, this is how you transpose. Okay? So we're going to change this G, C, and D. We're going to put the C over here now. We're going to change it to the key of C. And this is how you transpose. So we're going to have C will be there. D, E, F is purple. I don't know how I'm going to get purple here. Just about got it. Then G is going to be the dominant. All right, G, and then A will be the relative minor to C. B will be diminished. And then you go back to C. So now this is the C is the tonic, F is the subdominant, and G is the dominant. So that's a different key. So now we have two of the most common keys. Now we can memorize the tonic is always a no-brainer to memorize. It's a no-brainer because it's the same as the key. It's the root, it's the tonic, it's the foundation. It's a no-brainer. If you're in the key of C, the tonic is C major. That's it. Because remember, from the 7 notes, there are 7 what they call scale tone chords. And they are the 7 chords that are always used in common songs in all the cultures around the world. They're always used, those 7. But the most common of this lineup of 7 here is always the 1st, the 4th, and the 5th. Or the 1st and the 2nd, or any other arrangement, all right? But see, now, if you're in the key of C, now you're playing with green as the root, purple as the subdominant, violet, and G is going to be the dominant, red. So remember, when you're changing your key, you're not getting RGB. You'll only have RGB in the key of G. That's why until I get set up properly to teach properly, and then every other style of music, how to play flamenco and everything, all of that. You're lucky that we're starting with all this simple stuff. I hope this is not too much for you. I mean, this is really just really simple stuff. Okay, so I don't think I should have lost anyone so far. I really don't. I think you should be all with me, and understanding what I'm talking about. So I've just transposed your favorite song that's in the key of C into the key of G. So if your favorite song has got these 4, the tonic, the subdominant, and the dominant, the 1, 4, 5, right, and it's in the key of C, right? Well, now the C becomes a G, the G becomes a D, the F becomes a C, and the G becomes a D. Because just look at this. So C is the 1st. So in the key of C, we're going to do all this in the key of C. So that's the 1st, 2nd, 3rd, which will be minors. The 2nd is always a minor. 2nd is always a minor. The 3rd is always a minor. Doesn't matter what key you transcribe these into. You can do all the 12. I think the other most common keys you're going to be, your favorite songs in rock and roll will be A and E. And then D. I would say these two would vie for they have to be. Absolutely no contest, no contest, no contest. The key of C and the key of G are the most common chords, period. Okay, right? But I would say that in rock and roll, that would be the next one. In country music, they like D and E. They love their E. But, no one writes songs in the key of D sharp, Why? Well, because it's kind of like, On a piano, it's difficult because you've got to go tone, tone, semitone, tone, 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 semitone. So you get all these, you have to go to these black ones, you know, which are a nuisance, really. It's kind of, it's really weird. To me, this is like a weird but logical setup, you know. It's very logical, but it's like, it's weird because you can't play all the notes. When a pianist does this, he goes, well, all he's done is he's just played all the notes of the major scale of C. That's all he's done. He hasn't played all these. What about this note in the middle, the C sharp? You see, this is a C sharp or a D flat, which is written like this, with a flat. Okay, so this is C sharp or D flat. This is D sharp or D flat. This is F sharp or G flat. This is G sharp or A flat. And this is A sharp or B flat. You see? So these black five, they're kind of annoying because they've got this extra, they've got either a sharp or flat to them. Hey, let's do a song in A flat. You really hear someone, you know, and most pop artists won't write them in there because they know that those keys are difficult for people to play in. So they keep things simple, and that's why I'm knowing having played the guitar for the better part of 6 decades now. Oh yeah, I've been playing for 6 decades. I know that it's absolutely a G-based instrument. In any way you look at it, there's no argument. There's no argument. All right, so we've learnt about transposing. All right. So I'm glad I could restart the show. Yeah, and happy Thanksgiving to you guys. But I'm only doing that because, you know, we do get a good feeling about having a festival. But when you look at the roots of the festival, it's not a happy day at all, you know. But anyway, we can't change that. All right, so we've learnt about transposing because you might be feeling like you're being cornered in that all the songs we're going to do are going to be in G. Well, that's only going to be until we get to a point, and we will know when I will know when all the beginners, and I'm assuming that everyone's a beginner. Is anyone here advanced? Is there anyone that's advanced, like, you know, they're already a musician, a professional musician or whatever, or is everyone just beginning? I'm assuming most people are beginners. So guitar for 20 years. Okay, good. Well, then this is kindergarten for you, but you're still gonna be learning a shit ton, even though you've been playing for 20 years. All right, so now we've got our 5 dots. Now we just need to be now we just have to be really, really good at using them. Now, let's have one example. Another one that's very famous of Led Zeppelin, one of my favorite, In My Time of Dying. All right, well, let's have a look at the dots then and see if Jimmy Page knew anything. He got it right when he did the. So. That's where the dots are. And it would be good if my guitar was in tune. That's nice and fresh. All right, so I did all that out of tune. But anyway, but I don't care because I know how shit it sounds anyway. It doesn't matter how good I try and sound. I've been listening to the shows. It sounds shit. So I'm going to try and work out how to make this sound good. And then, anyway, in the meantime, you're learning a whole bunch, right? So in my time of dying, well, let's do that again. In my time of dying, I'm the only thing I'm adding is the A, that sexy A. So, sorry, let me start that again. This is how it goes. The only dot was this. Because remember I told you that here is Saturn and this is the Sun. The 9th fret is where the Sun is. So you've got the same thing. So you can play with that there. All right, the bluesmen, they do that all the time. You see, that's why now you're with the dot here, you're set. You don't have to worry about anything. You've got the whole pentatonic scale set. And isn't it funny? Because look at this, guys. So with the scale tone chords, there's only going to be 3 major, which is the 1st, the 4th, and the 5th. And the 2nd, the 3rd, and the 6th are minor. But we're not playing anywhere near here. I mean, so we're not playing any of these. We're going to the middle of here, and we're going to the middle of here. We're splitting these minors down the middle. So what I mean is this, guys. You see, that's where we get the 5 major chords and the 5 dots on the neck, right? So realistically, only the tonic and only the 4th and the 5th, those really on the neck, Those are the only three major chords if you're doing diatonic scale tone chords. But see, the second here will be a minor, the third will be a minor, the fourth a major, the fifth a major, the sixth a minor, the seventh a diminished, and back to a major. So what you're doing is you're splitting the difference here. What you're doing is you're playing the B flat. So we're throwing away these two. These two go out, and we're playing B flat or A sharp. It's the same thing. We're playing the note in the middle, right? And over here, we're splitting the difference as well. So what we're doing is, instead of playing the E and the F sharp, you see G has a sharp in it. Ah, yes. F sharp. But we're playing F. With our dot, we've got it on the F. Remember, this is F. We're not playing the F sharp. We haven't got a dot here. We're playing F. Right? So we've flattened the seventh and we've flattened the third to get two more major chords. You must understand this. It's so, so important. And that's how you get a pentatonic. So instead of having the seven, these ones are seven. They've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 notes. What you're doing is you're throwing out the sixth and the seventh. You're throwing out the second and the third. You're throwing them out. 2 and 3 out, out, out. And they're minors. So that's gone. Just throw it away. And you just split the difference and you're playing the middle one there. And then over here, we're not playing that or that. We're not playing the sixth or the seventh at all, at all, at all, at all. We flatten the seventh and we flatten the third. Now, the third flattened is known as a minor. And that's sad. Major chords are happy. You see, this is happy. For me to play a G minor, to make this sad, I would have to flatten the third. Now that's going to be hard to do because the third is here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to play another chord. I'm going to play an A. All right, there's A, right? Well, this is. We know that this string is the only third. We know that. This is the only third, right? This is a fifth, tonic, fifth, tonic, which is the first. Let me do it the other way, the numerical way. Fifth, first, third, fifth. So there's only one third that we can flatten. So this is how you get that. If you've got a slide, like this is D. Now I'm going to play a D. Now the minor note is here, one fret back. So what I do is I do this. Now I've got the flattened third, and I'm going to play this here, the fifth string, together with it. Now we have a D minor. See, you can't play all of them because it's going to be out of tune. You can only play two. One has to be this one, the flattened. So here's D major, happy. Now I'll just play the first and the fifth. You can see it's happy, sad. Well, that is because of the flattened third. And in the pentatonic scale, he goes in the middle. You see, so the pentatonic scale, it does not destroy the diatonic major scale at all. Neither does it destroy the fact that there is a minor here. There are two minors here, a minor here and a diminished here. It does not only pay attention to the majors. It knows that by bringing these two minors together, you split the difference, you make a major here, okay? And the same with this minor and diminished. Minor and diminished are pretty much the same. It's pretty much the same thing, only diminished has two minor triads in it. A minor chord only has one, but it's the same shit. So it doesn't matter. And then you play the middle of that, the flattened seventh. So that's the trick of the pentatonic scale. It has a first, a flattened third, a fourth, a fifth, a flattened seventh. There's no talk of a second, a third, or a sixth in the pentatonic. It doesn't exist. Okay? All right. So, now, but if we're going to be doing if we're going to be doing the scale tone chords, I'll show you how to do that. So the tonic is a major, right? The next chord's A, right? But it's A minor. You see, remember, we have to flatten the third. So now play A minor. So we've got G, B is a minor, C is major. See? Remember this fella? Right there? Okay, well, that's what I'm doing. C, major, D major, E minor. Must sound really nice, this. F sharp diminished, F sharp diminished, G. By the way, guys, when you use your finger, don't use it straight. Don't have your thumb right behind your finger here. You see this? Don't pinch like this. Do not be pinching. You have to have your thumb over here. I'll show you what I mean. A lot of people play like this when they play their bar chords, right? And they get dead notes. Oh, I haven't got any dead notes. Yeah, but look, that's a bit fuzzy because see, you've got a lot of creases here. If you hold your finger straight, always hold your finger to the side. See, use this part. You don't use this part of your finger ever. So you don't be going. Do it more like this. And you get a much, because there are no, this is very straight. This side of the hand, okay? So always remember that. And when you're playing flamenco, you need to remember that because the finger must stay low, not high up there, you know, like it must stay low, but it must be bent, which means your thumb must come here You see, you don't have your thumb behind there, the first finger, because that doesn't make sense. The thumb must always be in the middle of where your fingers are. You see, if your fingers are around working around here, you got a song around this fret. Well, then your thumb must be here. It can't be over here. It can't be over here because you're crippling yourself. The thumb's always in the middle of your four fingers, right? Whatever you're doing. So, you know, you have to understand the hand's mechanics. And remember that when you're barring, if you're barring with a straight finger and your thumb directly behind like that, pinching, you're losing a lot of energy in this muscle here. You're destroying all the energy, and you're going to be getting tired by after you've played a half an hour. You're going to destroy your arms in the future. Everything must be relaxed. You have to understand the mechanics of the hand. There's no effort being put in here to play any of these notes. You just fall on them. All right. So, yeah, so that's why I always have, you see, my thumb will always try and be here in front, right? So that, see the angle of my finger? That's straight. Now look at that. You can see if I play it straight, it's very hard because of all the knuckles and everything along here. There are no knuckles along here. See, along here it's straight and it's fleshy. There's more flesh here, and so it sort of cushions. It's like a bit. It's much cleaner. See, you don't go wrong. And then your thumb is always more in front. You see where my thumb is? It's not behind that first bar finger. Whenever you're barring with your first finger, do not have your thumb behind that bar finger. Have it forward, because then you'll have the right angle. Like a boxer needs to know how to drive straight the punch. Now, if you're playing a lot of bar chords, right? You're the rhythm guitarist of the band. You're playing a lot of these bar chords like me, right? And you're playing like this with the thumb right behind there pinching. That's called pinching, right? You're gonna destroy the muscle here. This muscle. It's the pinching muscle, all right? You can feel it. So in order to avoid that, just bring your thumb forward. And now everything's relaxed. This doesn't sound right because I'm in open. Let me do it in standard. Okay, so now watch the difference between my bar chords. If I play it wrong, right? So it's not really crispy in tune, but don't worry about that. Now you watch what happens when I now shift my thumb forward, and look, see my finger? See how this finger changed? I'll go back to there, so back to that. Right, look at my finger, flat. See this first pointer? It's flat. That's not good. That pinching is not good. So now if I bring my thumb forward, watch my forefinger. You see? It's gone to the side. All right. Now my bar chords, I can play all night. Because I'm keeping that soft and the muscle in between. This muscle, I'm keeping this soft. And so my hand's straight, it's not bent. There's no curvature here, which is very bad. The hand is nice and straight. I'm holding the hand nice and straight. So I've got more power, and my thumb is always in the middle. Always in the middle of those fingers, wherever I'm playing. So, okay. So, oh yeah, that's what I was going to do. I was going to show you how I'll show you the 7 scale tone chords. Now we know this is G open, right? But watch what happens. Well, because remember, these strings don't change from standard tuning to open G tuning. These 3 don't change. So you can play because I know all the scale tone chords. You see, the first one's a major, the second one's a minor, the third one's a minor, the subdominant is major, so it's got to be straight, right? Follow along. The dominant's a major. This one's got to be a minor. This one's got to be a diminished. And the last one's straight because it's the tonic. And we're home. So when you're playing the tonic, you're driving straight on the highway, no tension. It's a nice song for cruising. Left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day, but I never lost 1 minute of sleep, worrying about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning. Now, all you guitarists out there that have been playing for 20 years, you already know that the next chord's a minor. So, I can't play this song, right? We all know that it goes up to minor. So, roll, big wheels keep on turning, E minor, proud Mary keep on burning. We all know that, don't we? Proud Mary keep on burning. Oops, well, I shouldn't have done it. Proud Mary keep on burning. Rolling, rolling, rolling. Well, how do you get away? You can't do that. You can't just Proud Mary keep on. You can't just play those 2 notes. It sounds stupid, right? Well, you think, well, I've got to keep the tension because remember when you're on the tonic. Okay, so let me explain how it works. So, now first of all, we'll work out what's a different option for E minor. Let's get rid of the minors, right? Let's get rid of it. Now, Proud Mary has an E minor in it. How do we get rid of it? Well, we say, well, E minor has an E and a G in it, and so does the chord C. So this is here at the subdominant. So the relative minor in Creedence Clearwater Revival can actually be turned into a 1-4-5 song quite easily, and it works. And listen to this. So let's do it. Now remember, so when I instead of going to the E minor, I'm going to go to the subdominant C, because it already has two notes with it. It shares two. E minor and C share two notes, and there's only three notes in a chord. So these are interchangeable chords. So you see, now you've got a whole bunch. Now you're thinking, oh wow, there's a whole bunch of chords that I can throw out the minors and get away with, right? Obviously, it's going to sound way better with that minor. It's got to be sad. Primary, keep on burning, rolling. All right, but we're going to keep it happy. It's still going to work. Watch this. So. So we're traveling straight down the road. I left a good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost 1 minute of sleep and worrying about the way things might have been. You see, now we're going to come into a curve. Big wheels keep on turning, Proud Mary keep on burning. See, it works. Instead of playing the E minor, Proud Mary keep on burning, which is better. Proud Mary keep on burning, rolling, rolling, rolling on the river, rolling. So, so the tonic is always straight. Now, drivers usually love straight roads. There are other drivers who love driving on challenging roads, but other people get really head fucked with climbing up mountains and going down mountains and doing this. They get sick. And some songs, if they're going all over the place, like thrash metal or stuff like that, it's like music means some noise and some gaps in between. There's got to be some silence. You can't just. This is not music. There's no stopping. This is noise. There's got to be stops. Silent. Shut the fuck up. Play a note and then shut up. Just it'll speak for itself. Let some silence come in. There's got to be a break. That's how it's rhythm of time. You've got to keep with the tempo. So that's why they say less is best. So let's go for a drive, right? So we're in our Dino Ferrari, nice little red 1960. I love the Dino Ferrari because it's 1963, the year I was born. So anyway, and I've been in one, by the way. So you're driving your Ferrari. It doesn't have to be a Dino. Let it be a Lamborghini if you want, or a Maserati. But make sure it's an Italian car because they're the only ones who know how to make sexy cars. Funny about that, isn't it? Everybody else tries to make sexy cars, but they get it right. But everyone knows that when you're talking Ferrari, you're talking about a car that is not only a fine machine, but it's a sexy machine. All right. Whew. Now, so let's try. We're in our little red Ferrari. All right, so we just straight road, the tonic. It's home. Here's where get the tonic in, rooted into you. Get it, feel it, hum it. Hum. So all those notes, they're all resolved. They're all settled and happy. They're not. See, see how I just resolved from A, back to G. Stress. Home. Because that's G. Okay. So, but the best way to get that tension is all of these 5 points. So. That's a tight corner. Bit easier. Not so tight. Very. Straight road. Always the tonic at the middle of the string or open. Always is home. All is a ton, the tonic. And it's always red. Adam is red. The earth is red. The ground, G. The guitar. This is the ground, the earth, the flat earth. Okay? And this is the body of the guitar. But in terms of the in terms of the significance of the body of the guitar in philosophical and theological speak, this is the neck, and these are the scales, the ladder to heaven, and this is called the headstock, right? So that's the heaven, the head heaven, heaved up, right? So when you've got so the stairway to heaven is essentially going up to here, the tonic, and you can do it backwards, which is called precession. Or you can do it forwards, which is more exciting. It's about to bust. No, it'll explode. I'm looking for harmonics now. I've gone way off the fretboard. But excitement is always going to be up. Now, which brings me to another song of Led Zeppelin, Traveling Riverside Blues, which is in open G, to show you that Jimmy Page knew about these dots. I wonder who taught him. Maybe the devil, the same devil that taught Robert Johnson, because that's what he taught him. He said, put the dot here. Don't worry about the dot here. Them they're English, as the Amish would say. Them English, they do everything wrong. Yeah, but if you got that there, you'll be good. But here's another song, Traveling Riverside Blues, right? So it's in open G and it starts like this. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, but sliding up to the middle, right? To the G. So this is what Jimmy does. And then it just does simple ones. And then he does this. All right, watch this. I'll explain in a minute. I hope you could hear that, but did you notice 12th fret? They all do it. I mean, Deep Purple does it. Oh, I did it again. Led Zeppelin. The Allman Brothers. But with Traveling Riverside Blues, basically, all it's doing is essentially just staying on the G. It's all centered around the G. Yes, it does the B flat and the C when it goes, and then it goes. Just for those that want to know exactly where that goes, I'll show you. I'll do it again slowly. So this is going to be fun because you're already good at this. Because if you go back when we started this, I don't know, 5 or 6 weeks ago, I already told you that you should be really playing a lot with this. Try and aim for that 12th fret. When you get that, you're always a winner. You can always throw it in because it's the tonic. You know, you can be playing the dominant, the D, and you can always do this. As long as you go back to D, it's like you haven't left the D. The G, because it's the tonic, but it's only the tonic, generally, right? So So the tonic, you're just driving straight down the road, guys. Here's a curve, the dominant, another curve to the left, straight road. That's the best way, that's the best analogy I've been using for years in teaching music. It's just the best analogy because it's home and that's where you can take your shoes off, right? But when you're out there and there's your neighbors and you're talking to your neighbors, you've got things on your mind. It's, you have to be more attentive, and but at home now you can just take your shoes off and just relax, right? So remember that that's always the tonic. So always when you're thinking about your music now, you'll be singing songs that are like in G. Now I've picked a couple of really nice ones. Like here's one you can teach this to the children, right? Like twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. What you are up above the world so high. Up above the world so high. Oh geez, I fucked it up because I got it wrong first. Now I got it even more wrong the second time. Dang! But anyway, you know what I mean. Just grab it. Go online. Look, I'll give you the link right now. The linkety dink dink, just to show you that even just that there, if you click on that, guys, you'll have that song, right? So, but have a look at how easy it is. It's just the tonic. Twinkle, twinkle, little. So, twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. I think I got that right, or a harmony of it. Okay. When the blazing sun is gone, when there's nothing he shines upon, then you show you. Fuck. I've never sung this song that far before. I didn't know the lyrics. When the blazing sun is gone. Isn't that beautiful? When the blazing sun is gone, when there's nothing he shines upon, then you show your little light and twinkle, twinkle through the night. Oh, isn't that beautiful? In the dark blue sky you keep, and through my curtains you often peep. Oh my God. For you never shut. I've never heard this song. I've known Twinkle Twinkle Little Star since I was born, of course. Duh. But and look at this. And through the curtains you often peep. For you never shut your eye till the sun is in the sky. It mentions the sun twice. Then the traveller in the dark thanks for your tiny spark. He couldn't see which way to go if you didn't twinkle so, like a diamond in the sky. Oh, that's beautiful, man. I've just been inspired. Shows you how How, you know, you learn something every day. I mean, I've known that song since I was a little boy, but I've never known the lyrics, right? But there you go. I mean, just say you've got someone who loves lullabies, and you're teaching them this. You know, how simple is it? You know. So let's just do what I'll just do what I can sing. So notice it starts with the G, twinkle, and it goes up to the D, twinkle, 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 twinkle. Oh yeah, so that note there gives you the C. Okay. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. I mean, how easy is that, just to teach some? Twinkle, 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 little star, how I wonder what it's so easy, and again, I showed you with two songs, Traveling Riverside Blues, In My Time of Dying, three songs, and When the Levee Breaks of Led Zeppelin, how they all follow the dots, right? The yellow power. Right, the same thing is I want to see if I can do that with my slide. If I can do it with my slide, that's good. That means I'm good. But normally it takes me an hour to warm up to get to do that. But I can do it. But we'll see what mess I make. Here we go. Right, so guess who knew the dots on those three very famous songs? Again, I'll do My Time of Dying, right? So right, and then it goes. So there's that part. Again. You can do the octave or you can do just the one. You can go just on the G string. So you go up to the seventh. fifth, third, second. And then there's the other bit where it goes, I'm mixing up the and then there's that bit where it goes. Right where the dots are. So we learned quite a bit today. We learned how to transpose. So I mean, if the song's in the key of C and you've got all this geared for the key of G and you don't want to and has to be, it's just simply has to be. And besides, all these lessons are in the key of G, so get over it. It's a dumb deal. And it keeps the RGB theme going. And I'm going to keep it going as long as possible. So all the songs are going to be centered around G, C, and D, and red, green, and blue. But eventually we have to expand. Okay, but rest assured, as you will see, the benefit of knowing this pentatonic scale, where you flatten the third. So that this pillar here, the third, it gets flattened, which is generally associated with the minor triad. It's a minor triad, but it's generally attributed to how you, it's how you make a minor chord. You flatten the third. That's it. It's so simple. And we know a major chord is the first, the third, and the fifth, right? So C major is the first. So to play a C major, that's a note. The third, now you've got a harmony. And when you add a third note, the fifth, now you have a chord. So you have a note, a harmony, and now a chord. And so if to make a major chord, you've got the first, the third, and the fifth. Well, to play C major is where those dots are. There, and there. That's C major. But you have to flatten the third. So now what we got, C minor. Right? Because that triad, you had, over here, you had two major triads. Oh, no. Okay. Here is a minor triad. From there to there is a minor triad. There's one tone and a semitone. But the first part of a major chord must have a major triad in it. That's the difference between a minor chord and a major chord. That the difference is that note there. Because as it is like this, C major, the first, the third, and the fifth, well, then the first triad is a major triad because there are two tones in there, and the second triad is a minor triad, which makes it a major chord because the second triad is minor. But when you flatten the third, now this triad is major and the first triad is minor. That is a C minor. That's the difference. You just change, you change the structure of the chord from a major triad to a minor triad. Okay? All right. So that's how you make, that straight line is C major, the first, the third, and the fifth. But when you flatten the third, which is E flat, with these two, when you play that and that and that, that's C minor, because you've shifted the triad. Over here, the first triad was major. There were two tones, and here there's a tone and a semitone. So you're good. The minor triad. The minor triad has to be the last triad. All right, and then to keep it major. To keep any chord major is by keeping the third perfect. To keep it perfect, right? So that keeps, that's a happy sound. Whereas by flattening that, you now have a sad sound, and I can show you that on these guitars, and perhaps we'll finish off with that. So what you have, that's A. Let me get that microphone out of there. All right, that'll do. So there's A major and there's A minor. You can tell which one's the sad one. A major's nice and happy. It's orange. The sacral chakra. Sexy. Sexy sound, right? So, but to make it minor, now that's different. And remember, we substituted an E minor before in Proud Mary with a C. Well, look, they sound similar. Listen, here's E minor. Let me make it sound a bit more. They're very similar. So, anyway, that's one of the rules of guitar. Oh, I've got naughty dots. They're all in the wrong spot because I had to put these dots on here because classical flamenco guitars don't come with dots. we don't do dots. In flamenco guitars don't have dots. Generally, there are some who put them on, but my guitar doesn't have any. I'll show you a very, 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 very good flamenco guitar. So you know, of course, this one's my not not just my girlfriend. This one's my wife. This is the queen. This is Jose Ramirez. Jose Ramirez. This is the number one. This is like the Gibson, the Les Paul, Fender. Jose Ramirez. It doesn't say the year, but I'd say this is about at least 25, 30 years old. So what was I showing? Yeah, well, where's the dots? I put those on. Let me take those off. I'll show you. So we can make this very honest. Okay, no more that dotty shit. I'm not going to defile this guitar ever again. All right, this is a flamenco guitar. No dots. No dots. That's better. Yeah. See? Nowhere are there any dots. So you're probably you know if you do get a guitar that doesn't have dots, buy it because it's a good guitar. It's a flamenco guitar. But this one. Oh no, this classical one doesn't have dots either. I've taken them off now. Well, get familiar with the dots, guys, because I'm probably not gonna be putting the dots on there. Ugh. It's so yucky. I'll keep it on the slide guitar. I will keep the dots on the slide guitar, but on my classical and on my flamenco, no. But yeah, remember, I will say this again, I can't stress it enough. Do not, you can do this on an acoustic guitar if you want to, but not if you're following my lessons. No acoustic steel string guitars allowed. Sorry. Yeah, you won't. If you start with that shit with acoustic guitars, yeah, you won't get to the end. And if you hang in there with me and you know, and take this seriously, you will understand music. And remember, Edgar Cayce said, I'll get that quote again. Edgar Cayce said this: if you learn music, you'll learn most all there is to know. Is that a good incentive enough for you to want to, yeah, well, learn some more? I think so. All right, guys. So remember that about transposing, and remember that songs like Proud Mary, which has a minor in it, any minor you can substitute for the subdominant. I could have even played the tonic instead of the C. Let me try that. Watch this. Let me try that to finish off, just to prove my point. So instead of going to that E minor, Proud Mary, keep on burning, which is obviously, I said we could go to the C, and I did the song, pretty much got away with it, right? Now what happens if we just go back to the tonic and we only use two chords? We only use the tonic and the dominant. Let's see if we can get away with it. It's worse. Good job in the city, working for the man every night and day. But I never lost 1 minute of sleep, worrying about the way things might have been. Big wheels keep on turning, Bradbury keep on burning, rolling. There you go. I just proved it. That worked. So I didn't go to E neither. Instead of the E minor, I didn't go neither to the subdominant. No, I didn't go. I didn't use the subdominant at all as an alternative. I used the tonic as an alternative. Why? Well, because E minor also has 2 notes that G has, which is the B and the G. So listen to that. So you can just go. So when it goes, big wheels keep on turning, instead of going to the E minor, you go just back to the tonic. Big wheels keep on turning, Bradbury keep on burning, roll it. I just proved it. I've never done that before, you know, because I remember once a good musician said to me, you don't need chords, you know, just know the tonic, you know. You don't need to know chords, you know. Just play the tonic. You don't have to play all the chords. If you know what you're doing, you don't have to play all the chords. But you know, that's true and not true. You know, because the tonic is the most important thing. Because every other note you sing, so I can go. Let's say this is do for me. Do re mi fa sol. Okay. Now I'm gonna start with this one. Do re mi fa sol la si do. That sounded all right. I sang all the notes, which is not how it works, but it still worked, all right? Let's try it again. Do. We're going to get from this do to this do. Do, 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 do. So, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. Now I'm going to do another octave. Do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. I got the 6th a bit flat. Let me try that again. Do, 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 re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, si, do. What the fuck am I doing wrong? But anyway, you get the idea, right? So it still works. So do. Oh, let's do it. Let's do it. This is why I can't go wrong. Do, do, re, mi, fa, sol, la, si, do. today I have to do falsetto. Unfortunately, I can't do it in head voice. Anyway, so it really, you can just play any song with just one chord, and that's why I would also get very familiar with G, because it does ground you, and you can really rely on it for meditating. Okay, especially for grounding. So, you know, you might be sitting there in the dark, and you know where the G spot is. Sitting in the dark, you know, you're just playing G, grounded. Remember. That's the golpe down there. So you might want to start being a percussionist by doing, you know, incorporating it. A good time to hit that is when you play the bass. Or in between. Etc. etc. Yeah, there's going to be a lot of sound distortion and all of that as well. But thanks for putting up with it, guys. We'll see you next week with some more. And you've got a hell of a lot to practice there and whatever. But yeah. See you next week, guys. Much love.